Roaring Peacock podcast, where we talk about Leeds United and some other things. We've got a massive show for you this week. We're going to talk about the relegation run-in and why Leeds United are staying in the Premier League. We're going to look back at Aston Villa 1, Leeds United 1. We'll have a little quiz. We'll preview Man City and we'll do Whinge of the Week and What's Your Thing. So lots and lots to talk about and to discuss. All of this and much, much more is Barney.
Oi, oi.
You're right, Barnes.
All right.
I've neglected to do any of your nicknames this week.
Yeah.
You can just be Barney from the Roaring Peacock podcast.
There's too many of them.
Yeah. And Big Mac, Ewan, Metcalf to keep our feet on the ground. Macca?
How we doing, boys? Happy Friday. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a good week. I had to go to Birmingham again. It was as bad as it was the first time. And my heart goes out to all the people who live in Birmingham and can't get away from it.
I'm surprised he's still well enough, actually, knowing you.
Have we not come down with anything? Oh, you were a bit poorly though. They were there, yeah.
Yes, yesterday. I'm still suffering. I'm just recovering now. You can't tell, but yeah.
He's got Midlands. He's got Midlands AIDS or something. Midlands flu or something.
Brilliant. Some Leeds United news to start off with. Gabby Goodmanson has returned from he had a bout of flu. He's returned, but Okafor is out. I've just seen actually that Okafor has covered the most distance per 90 minutes of any forward, and he's the fastest sprinter in the Premier League as well of any forward. So there you go. Palace's win in Europe last night has pushed the clash with Leeds to Mother's Day.
Oh no, it's going to cause some problems, isn't it?
Yeah. Parag Marate has stepped down as vice chairman of Rangers after discussions with UEFA to avoid breaking multi-club ownership rules. So that means presumably that when we win the FA Cup and get into Europe next season, we won't have the problem that Palace had, which was getting demoted to the Europa Conference and having to play teams with unpronounceable names. Leeds' draw with Villa has them 6 points clear of the relegation zone with 11 games to go. And tomorrow's game against Manchester City will be Daniel Farke's 25th under the lights and in the dugout at Ellen Road. And of the 24 he has managed so far, do you want to guess how many wins?
Out of 25?
24.
18. 19.
Barney?
I'm going to say 20, and
More.
we haven't lost a game.
Barney's right. Barney's correct. Yep. 120 drawn 4 under the lights at Ellen Road under Daniel Farke's management.
Going to be tested tomorrow then.
Indeed. So, yeah, I guess how are you feeling? How is everything? What's the news with you guys? And then I'll do a relegation run-in.
I'm waiting for Barney. Barney always goes first. Age before beauty. Go on, Barney.
Well, I don't really. Well, it's just been a normal week, hasn't it? Spring's finally here. No more dark nights, which is good.
Right.
Looking forward to tomorrow, though. I think everyone's worried about what's going to happen, but I think because it's going to be under the lights, I think it's good for us. Everyone will be on the pops. There'll be a good atmosphere. You never know. You just never know. I just hope that we hold ourselves not like we did against Arsenal. Don't give Man City a respect that we gave Arsenal a respect, because I think it was just too easy for Arsenal, if I'm honest, especially for a 3:00 kickoff with the atmosphere should have been good enough. So, yeah, I think Leeds are going to win 3-0. There you go. Good.
Wow. We've jumped straight to the Man City preview. See, the end of the show. Brilliant.
You think after 6 years we'd get better at this, but actually getting fucking worse now. We're gradually getting worse every week.
And Macca, how was your week?
Week's been cool, man. Just working hard, and yeah, it's been really busy. And yeah, I'll come on to my thing, and I won't spoil it with this, but yeah, lot been going on in the family as well, and it's been a bit of a blur this week. And since the game at the weekend, I think I called it as a draw, which it ended up being, but I think I said it was going to be 0-0. So I'm quite happy that I keep getting the results right, if not the scoreline. Betting with my my head, not my heart anymore. And yeah, it's been a good week, man. I'm so glad it's Friday. Like I said, literally, we always do a big shop. I think Barney does this, but he does it with his son because his wife's got responsibilities like being a head teacher and shit. Whereas me and my missus have every other Friday off, and we go and do a big shop, and I'm cooking later on, and then we end up in the pub. It was fucking great. Yeah, it's lovely. Why not?
Why?
Big shout out to Preston's in Oakwood. Very expensive, but a great little bar on a Friday evening after work.
Other refreshment venues are available. Exactly. Okay, right. Let's have a look at this relegation run-in then. I'll just take that logo away so people can see my face. What have I done here? Well, had a bit of time this week. So
you get a job, man. Come on, you students.
What I did was I took the home and away tables in the Premier League, and they're a little bit different. So, for example, Sunderland are a very, very good home side, so they are 5th in the home table, but not so good away from home, a bit like us, but they're more pronounced. There's a bigger deficit between their home and away form, so they're 17th in the away table. And when I was looking down the records, I sort of assigned a value for each position, and I went through a few iterations of this. So originally I just went 10 points to number 1, 9.5 to 2, 9 to 3, 8.5 to 4, and just ran down like that. But when I looked a little bit closer at the records, I started there was from 2 to 7, there was only 1 or 2 different points difference in the away table. So for the benefit of the prediction model or the fixture difficulty rating model, I assign them all the same number. Anyway, you don't really need to know that. What you want to know is I mapped out the 6 teams. So I'm calling these the at-risk 6.
At risk, right?
The at-risk 6, yeah. And these are the 6 teams who I think could finish 18th. And because Wolves and Burnley are down already, and so you've got West Ham, Forest, Spurs, Leeds, Brighton, and Palace, all trying to avoid 18th. Then I took their fixtures, and I put them into this little graph here, and I assigned, with the numbers that I'd assigned from the home and away tables, I assigned them a colour and a difficulty, and the way that I worked out the matchup is by taking the value that I assigned to one team and subtracting it from the other team. So, for example, Palace play Spurs away from home in game week 29, and Palace are very good away from home, but they're awful at home, and it's the same for Spurs. In fact, Spurs are so bad at home. It's almost a predicted loss every home game, but it's absolutely a predicted loss against Crystal Palace. So then you come finally from all of that maths, you get to the visual element of this graph, and basically what it shows is that Leeds should win around 14 points for their run-in, and they have basically the easiest run-in of any of the at-risk 6. So Barney, you've got permission to be a happy clapper now.
Does this mean we're going to be the happy mid-table and win the FA Cup?
I think so.
And then just enjoy the summer.
I think so, mate. I think so. Yeah.
Great.
Sounds good to me. Yeah.
It's funny though, you talk about Spurs. We were on the train back from Chelsea with a Spurs fan going back to somewhere, Doncaster or whatever, like all Spurs fans, not from London. And He said that he pays 80. I don't know if I told you this, £1,800 for his season ticket, which is fucking extortionate, by the way. And I mean, some of the tickets for the game the other day at Spurs were £96 to watch football. Man, that's £100 to watch a football game. And not particularly a good one either. It's got twatted by Arsenal, but your nearest rivals. But he was saying he paid £1,800 for his season ticket, and he's seen them win at home twice this season. So he pays £950 a win, or £800 a win, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, not good, not great.
That is absolutely outrageous. I mean, we complain about the prices here, but I did see a graph the other day that if you take into account hospitality as well, I think all of the top six they're above £70 a ticket on average, which is insane. I mean, they're calling them the top six. Spurs are what?
Bottom six.
The at-risk six.
Yeah, the at-risk six. That'll be the new title. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. £1,800 for a season ticket sounds like an investment that I wouldn't probably make. There's a limit to everybody's loyalty, I think, and you're talking that kind of money for a season ticket. That's a big investment, isn't it?
But you
particularly
do get,
to watch a very average team.
You do get prawn sandwiches and a glass of bubbly on your way in.
It looks great, and there's some fireworks and shit. Well, yeah, great. That's why we all go to football, isn't it?
Brilliant. So I was expecting Macca to shit on the stats, say they mean absolutely nothing.
No. Well, listen. Time will tell. We need to pull that graphic up at the end of the season. That's the only thing that's going to really make it. So what I did do when you were doing the bit before, the graphic bit I can get, and I can quite engage by it. When you were doing all the stats before, I felt like I was in a maths lesson when I was 13 again. I was like, I was looking to flick the kid in front of his ear and. Like, I don't know, put my hands down my pants and then make my mate next to me smell it and, all that.
Wow.
I was having flashbacks at school of just like, I don't care. I've switched off.
Or doing spitballs.
Yeah, I've gone.
You remember doing spitballs?
I've gone, mate, I've gone. Yeah. Mate, honestly, credit to you. You're the technical glue that holds us up, binds us all together. And what an amazing piece of statistical work you've done. But I glaze over. I don't know if you noticed.
A little bit.
It's just a little bit. I did well, and I'm getting better than I was at school at hiding it.
I think what this shows is that West Ham are going to have they're going to have a real hard time of it, and so are Palace. And if you look at the first five of the final 10, so game week 29 to 33. Crystal Palace are going to have to pick up points in those games, because if they do not pick up points in those games, so that they've got Spurs away, which is one of the most statistically certain predictions, which is a Palace win. Then they've got us at home. They go to Man City, which is almost certainly a loss. And then they've got Newcastle at home and West Ham at home. And they are the easy fixtures. Because the final five pits basically their weaknesses against their opponent's strengths. So Bournemouth are really great at home, for example. Everton are great away. Brentford are good, a decent away. Arsenal impenetrable at the Emirates. So those last five games, if Palace need to pick up points in those last five games, they might struggle. But other than that, it's West Ham.
Yeah, I think with the West Ham thing, like a lot of Leeds fans are worried that they might catch us up, but they've been down there for a hell of a long time this season as well, and you're right, expecting a team that's going to get on a bit of a run. Well, they haven't got on a bit of a run during the season, so why all of a sudden they're going to get on a run? And they have been unlucky they should have won against Scum, they should have won against other teams, but they haven't. And that's the sign of a team that's not getting the rub of the green, and hopefully that's going to keep carrying on.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at this, you can look at the form table. So West Ham are just slightly above us in the form table. They have been playing well. If you can see they are 12th for the last 10 games, so 1-3, drawn 3, lost 4. But that
Good thing is though, Brighton, Palace, Forest, Wolves, Burnley, Spurs are all below us.
Yeah.
So it's going to take some remarkable turnaround for all 6 of them, 7 of them, whatever, to do better than what we're going to do over the next 10, 11 games. It's just.
I do think Spurs are in trouble.
I think they're in trouble.
I know. A lot of people say we won't get relegated. I mean, my best mate's a Spurs fan. He says we won't get relegated. I was like, watching you against Arsenal, they absolutely battered you. And then I've said before, I don't think that team is a good enough team to be a top 6 side, let alone a mid-table side. I don't think they've got the players that have got the fight or the sort of understanding what a relegation fight is. And I do think they're in trouble. I don't think that Igor, that they've got him in, it feels very much like a bit of a, well, who's free to coach towards the end of the season? We'll get him in. And there's rumours that they're already thinking of getting rid of him anyway.
I mean, if any team that sacks 3 or 4 managers in one season finishes above us, that's Leeds as fuck that, because like Forest should go down just on pure mad owner. 4 managers in a season, that should get you relegated immediately without even, regardless of points. And Spurs are in the same boat. I mean, they brought Igor in because he's renowned for kind of going in and quickly, like turning things around and having an identity. And the problem you've got is that how many managers have been at Spurs who are going to turn it round? Ange with his attacking, they didn't like that. Yeah. You bring in Frank, who's done brilliant with very limited budget and limited kind of capability to build a really expensive team. It's not worked. It'd be so Leeds to get relegated amongst teams like that who are. No, it doesn't matter. I remember when we got relegated from League One, from the Championship, to League One, and we had exactly the same attitude. David Healy, all the players we had playing QPR at home. We'll beat these. We got beat. Everybody was saying we're too good. We won't get relegated from this division. We're too good, and we were down there. We were exactly where West Ham and Forest are, where it was like a game away from being in the bottom 3 or in the bottom 3. You've said it, Barney. West Ham have been down there a long time, and it's rare that you suddenly rise up. I think they have played better, but it doesn't matter how well you play. It's the points you get, and they're not getting the points. They dropped points against teams recently that they probably should have won, a bit like us, but we're kind of 6 points better off. So. I'm never nervous about these things because whatever happens will happen. But for them to get a 6-7 point turnaround on us would be remarkable, considering what Donny's done the work on it, the running we've got. The worry for me is, you look at Arsenal. Will Arsenal have won the league by the last game of the season? Will they be on the beach? There's some teams in there, Brentford, that might be the same. We've not factored in that last 6 game. We're safe, we're mid-table, kind of, relaxation of certain teams. Newcastle might be on the beach, so to speak. Man United will probably still be fighting, Chelsea the same, but there's some teams on there that might be just playing for nothing. And how do you motivate yourself?
Do you think that's a bit of a myth these days, though? Because every position in the Premier League is worth $3 million.
Yeah, do the players care? They're not bothered. The owner might be.
Like bonuses from where positions are for players.
Yeah,
as well.
they might have performance related bonuses. That's right. And that they might not be solely motivated by money either.
What? What did you say then? Sorry.
I mean, they could also be looking for a move away individually, for example. But there's a load of factors that aren't really baked into this model. And this is just using, we've got a big data set because we've got 27 games played of the season. So that's quite a big data set. But I haven't factored into account recent form, which would be different. That would affect Spurs massively, for example, because they've only won 1 in the last 10.
Right. It's scary, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. And if you'd have done this kind of modelling after we'd gone on a run where we lost 6 of 7, that change of system that Farke did at the Etihad at half time, that has transformed the season for Leeds, you wouldn't be able to predict that. You wouldn't be able to map it into these models. So all of this isn't really like a verifiable prediction. You could go further and deeper into it, but then it would take a lot more time. But I just try and think of this more like what the fixtures are like, and essentially Leeds have the best fixtures. In fact, they're twice as good as West Ham. So I think there's definite room for optimism. All right, Aston Villa. Aston Villa won, Leeds United won. It seems like quite a long time ago now. I feel like we're all going to have the same magic moment, for example, and man of the match. But we'll start with Barney then. Barnes, Aston Villa won, Leeds won. How did you find it?
I mean, we said last week, didn't we? I mean, I wasn't expecting us to get anything out of that game because I just think the way that they've been set up, Villa this season are really good. But I mean, that free kick, wow, just wow. I mean, the way he took it, and I hate saying this because I don't like him. The way he strikes the ball for a free kick is very much how David Beckham did back in the day. There's a certain technique of how he does it, and I thought, brilliant. And I mean, we should have scored again as well. And that's the frustration again with this season. And I don't want to. We are a newly promoted side. We need to know where our levels are. But the amount of times this season where we could have gone further up with the game and probably sealed the game, and it was just really unfair how they equalised against us. And I mean, Calvert-Lewin was devastated on it because he thought he could have probably denied that goal. So it's just, again, frustrating with that last minute goal in. And I don't think that's about a quality of a team in the Premier League. I think that sometimes it's just about mentality, about just grinding a result out. And that's the sign of a good Premier League team, to get into that mid-table that we're hoping we'll get into in next season or the season after. So, I mean, all in all, great game, a fantastic result where we thought it was another game like a Chelsea game where we're not going to get anything out of it.
So Aston Villa are third in the home table, and Leeds are 18th in the away table. So if I was doing the modelling before that game, I would have predicted a Villa win. Yeah, Maka, how did you find the game?
Well, as I said, I was watching my son play at Shelley, which is overlooking Emily Moor in the middle of bloody nowhere, fucking rain piling down, and I kind of watched bits on the phone in between, and she saw it later. But I think I don't get the glamour of Villa Park like you boys. I got Shelley FC, 1904, watching my 16-year-old son get kicked about. So but I mean, as a game, I think prior to the game, a point would have been fantastic. I think watching it does feel like 2 points dropped. I think even their fans, if you listen to like podcasts and stuff, absolutely expect we felt lucky to get a point. And the way the goal gets, if somebody scores a 25-yard banger or a really well worked goal, but it hits Tammy Abraham's thigh and literally goes perfectly to go over, Calvert-Lewin's head into the net.
Yeah,
it just feels like you kind of, and this is the fucking sucker punch, isn't it? That all that graph and demographic of how we're going to do and how we're going to be fine. We're going to finish on 45 points. There's little bits in the season where you think, are you going to look back on that and feel like that's the moment that we dropped 2 points? We dropped so many points this year, especially late in games. I mean, I think if we'd have finished the games on 75 minutes this year, we'd be like 7th or 8th. And looking at where we are, we just don't seem to be able to close a game out. And the Villa fans were talking about bringing on Tammy Abrahams and Ross Barkley's changing the game, and you think, well, they're not that fucking good. That's not bringing on Haaland and David Silva in his prime or Aguero or whatever. They're not brilliant. I mean, Ross Barkley, definitely not. And we seem to sort of that. I think Barney said it. The mentality is, let's sit back and try and protect the league. We're not good at that. And I think you've got to take your chances in the Premier League when you're on top. So the header from Metcalf that should probably be a goal. He should put it either side of the keeper, not straight at him. all the chances that we had, first half dominant. You go 2-0 up, game's probably done. But it never feels like the game's done with us. We all know that. We stand in the stands every week, we watch it on the telly, whatever. The game never feels done with us. We're 3-0 up sometimes and we feel like this could go wrong. If they get another one, it could end up 3-all. I guess that's the football fans, illness in it. Cross we've got to bear, but given a point before the game, I'd take it. Having watched it, it does feel like another 2 points dropped away from home, or a points dropped away from home, a la Fulham. That you kind of think, you capitalise on that. You 7, 8, 10 points clear of, West Ham, and it's a different story, isn't it? But yeah, overall great. I mean, the goal, Jesus, what a goal, man! I mean, that's got to be up there with goal of the season. I mean, he's a bit like your Bower, isn't he? He's creating his own goal of the season competition. But yeah, the thing I loved, and I won't go on about magic moment yet, but the reaction of the teammates was fantastic. They must see him do it in training all the time. It doesn't always happen when you do it on the pitch, and Bogle's reaction and others was fantastic. But yeah, good point away from home, and it might be an important point come the end of the season based on the graphs and stuff you've done, Donny. That might be a point we look back on and think, well done.
Good evening to the 160 people who are watching on Twitter and the various others who are watching across platforms. Del Boy says, "Evening, gents." Good evening, Del Boy.
What, Del?
All right, Del Boy.
What, Del Boy?
Nora says, "Hey everyone, hello." Yes, we like definite room for optimism. It was. It's one of those games where what you need to score when you've got the momentum and when you've got the chances. And I just felt that, and this isn't taking away from Darla, who I thought was really good and solid, and his distribution was good as well. But I just felt that we had the better chances, and they had the World Cup winning goalkeeper. And that Nemecha header, and the I think the Calvert-Lewin 1-on-1. I think on another day, those two go in and you sort of win 3-1 or maybe 3-2. But when we didn't score those, and they still had the belief and the hope, then when they got their momentum, and they were throwing everything at it in the end. That I think it was sort of fair enough. I mean, you can see the sort of the stats, but basically they had 70-ish% possession or 67% possession.
Means fuck all. What's that? Sorry.
It means that they've dominated the ball. They've controlled the momentum of the game.
Around the back four, yeah, great.
You can't have too many shots if you don't have the ball. And they also they didn't quite create the expected goals though. So we had the better chances really, especially in that second half. And that's clear 0.93 in there to 0.75. I mean, despite all of that possession, they couldn't do much with it. But it was those goalkeeper saves that killed us. But I thought in the end it was a fair enough point. I mean, it was a brilliant point. And that stat goal that's just when that goes in, that's just something that you just remember that, for decades, that sort of thing. It's like those Ian Hart goals. I mean, there was one Ian Hart, it wasn't even a free kick. He just cut in and he smashed it in with his right foot. I think it was against Derby. Yeah. In the 90s, and it's just when goals go in like that, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, especially it must be amazing for the players as well, because when you're playing alongside a talent like that, you suddenly start to think, well, we could do anything here, and that is very unusual to score 3 direct free kicks. It's the most any player has scored in Europe's top 5 leagues since the start of last season. So nobody in Europe's top 5 leagues is scoring more direct free kicks than Anton Stach. And this is the rarity that we've got at our club. And I remember watching him in Dublin, and I tweeted it at the time, and you can go back and look at it. I just said that he's going to be our player of the season. He's just absolutely unbelievable. I was like looking at him, getting Patrick Vieira vibes, Gary McAllister vibes. Like, I just couldn't believe we signed this guy. He's just amazing.
It reminds. I've said before. It reminds me of Declan Rice. The way he's just really clever on the ball. Sometimes he knows when to go with the ball or when to just stop and pass it. He's really good to go through the lines. He's a really good box-to-box player. But when a newly promoted team gets promoted, you're always wondering how we're going to score goals. And if your striker isn't scoring goals, we've seen a lot of stuff this season where we're not just relying on one player that's going to score goals. So we're getting a variety of goals from elsewhere. And when we're really good at set pieces, where I can't remember the last time we were really good at set pieces in a decade, let alone recently. And then we've got a player that's scoring free kicks as well. That says there's a different element to this team now, where it's not just about possession-based football. And I think that's credit to Farker as well, what he's done.
I think it's consistency with Stack. I think, you've got the ability to do it, no question. Sometimes when you watch him play, he looks unbelievable. And I think, a full season in the Premier League will do him a lot of good, because his fitness is clearly a slight issue, in as much as he doesn't tend to play 90 minutes. You want him on the pitch for 90 minutes, don't you? And if you look at players like McAllister, what makes a player great instead of just a good player is the consistency to do it, and the consistency to keep creating chances, the impact you make. He's not far off. He hasn't got far to go to, like you say, cement himself as a real brilliant, legend type player for Leeds. And he's got a bit of a character as well, personality, which helps. And long may it continue, because I think he's, you look at the free kicks he's scored. As I say, we've got 11 games left. There's probably another one in there somewhere. If he scores 4 or 5 direct free kicks like that, that's kind of Ian Hart territory. And Ian Hart wasn't, in my opinion, didn't contribute a lot in games. All the time he was kind of in and out. I think certainly when Walcott played against him for Southampton, they targeted Ian Hart. They played the ball behind him. They went over the back of him, over his shoulder, running off his shoulder. He had some frailties. Stack's got the ability to go on and, like you say, sort of be a Declan Rice in as much as he hasn't got much wrong with him. He can do it. He can do everything. Let's see. But and let's hope we stay up and we can keep hold of him, because I guess there'll be a few people sniffing around a couple of 2 or 3 of our players, which is always a good thing, really. You want players to get recognised and people, bigger teams to be looking at them. But he seems happy here, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't want him sold. We need to. We've got a few players who we need to get off the books in the summer. We've struggled to sell the players that are surplus to requirements. So I'd like us to do that before we start ripping the heart out of the team again. All right, Jane says, last 5 minutes defending a 1-goal lead with exhausted players and the Leeds fans with frayed nerves waiting for the inevitable equaliser, and then hoping not to concede a winner in injury time. Anguished face. And that's about every game this season. Well, not done the complex stats like Donny, but there have been a lot of draws. Right, magic moment then, and man of the match. I'm guessing there's only one magic moment between the three of us, and there's only one man of the match.
I'm going to say a different magic moment.
Come on, Barnes. Variety.
The magic moment for me is not the game, but watching your vlog the other night.
Thank you very much,
wow.
Barnes.
And you were walking through the street, and then the guy walked past you, just showing off his 6-pack. I'm like, what's that all about? Have you seen the weather outside?
BB coming through. What's BB?
Yeah.
I assume that means big boy.
What was that all about?
I'm so glad you spotted that.
Yeah, I was like, have I just seen that? I mean, it was a decent 6-pack, let's be honest. But like, if you got a 6-pack, you might as well show it off. But why?
It was an enormous peck.
It was. It was a yeah. It was
BB coming through.
Is that what he said as well?
I think it means big boy. but I can't be sure. I'm not.
I don't know what it means. Could mean anything.
I'm not cool enough to know
what
that.
What was the context?
There was no context.
That?
The context was we got off the coach. So basically, the official coach, Villa have put us, half a mile away down the road in this crater-filled car park. I mean, when I say crater, I'm not. This isn't hyperbole. You can go on the video and look at it. There are the potholes the size of ponds, and they're totally filled because it's been pissing down rain for days. And so we've got off the coach and we've had to, and I mean, we laugh, but there were disabled people on the official coach, and they basically made them walk half a mile to the ground through Birmingham. Anyway, this is the only context. We got off the coach, we walked to the stadium, but we walked past that guy. That was it. He got his peck and pack out.
What's that all about? Like, wow, yeah, just taking in the culture.
Yeah, he's just parading himself around the streets of Birmingham for the Leeds and Villa fans.
Was he even wearing a coat, or is it just a t-shirt?
I can't remember, Barnes. To be honest, I mean the footage is there if you want to have a look at it on the vlog. But honestly, the interaction or the near interaction was so bizarre. I wanted to forget it almost immediately. Just try and erase it from my brain. Now we've lost Macca. He's gone.
He's gone. He's left his handbag as well, by the looks of it.
So that was your.
Is it some sort of dominatrix?
Yeah, that's definitely. It's a strap.
It's a strap.
Sorry, that's got a door. Apologies.
That's all right. What's hung up over your chair? Is it a BDSM strap?
Which one?
The back of your chair.
Lisa's handbag, mate. It's my restraint.
That's what they all say.
It's my restraint, mate.
We were trying to decide whether it was your man bag or a BDSM strap.
Well, you both got a filthy mind.
Jane says, "What's happened to Ewan?" Nora says, "This is the peck and pack big BB man. We were as confused as you, Barney," says Nora. It's like Stranger Things. Birmingham is Stranger.
It's
very
strange.
Very strange.
It's a bit smellier.
Macca, do you have a unusual magic moment, or is it the Anton Stack goal?
No, I'm gonna go with Barney. The obvious is never my thing, is it? It's my demand. I'm gonna leave that for you, Donny, because you're always so endearing in regards letting us go first. So I'll leave that for you. My magic moments, I've got a couple. The save from Darlow. I think we've had a problem with keepers this year, and I think Darlow's come in, and we've said this before, that it's very easy to sort of sulk or not come in and really give everything you've got, or be a bit, the double save he made. Fantastic. I mean, the way he flicked the ball away from an almost certain tap-in from Watkins, and just his general kind of attitude, mobility, fitness levels, just, really impressive for a kid that, every time you seem to bring somebody in that's going to be better and, spend a load of money on somebody, he must think, it's depressing, isn't it? As a professional footballer, it's constantly be like second, third fiddle. And I think he's been amazing, and attitude's great, and I love that. The squad mentality is great. Clearly, the defence love him. You look at how Melier was kind of hounded by his own teammates, at Hull and so on. And you look at how respected that Darlow is by his teammates. It's a brilliant thing to have a keeper that, it might not be the top five in the league, but he gives his all, and he's switched on and he's focused all the time, and he's saved us a lot this year. He's definitely, we talk about lost points, he's gained us, as a goalkeeper, he's gained us points by making it, really important saves at important times in the game. The Sunderland game, the game the other day, Man United, not Man United, the game the other day where he made some important saves. I think it's great. And I think the magic moment, the other magic moment, and I mentioned it, is the reaction of all of our players, when Anton Stack smashes a 30-yard fucking screamer past probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Bogle's reaction was like kids in a school playground where you hit, that one sweet volley every play time, or you hit one that's nobody expects you to do. And they're professional footballers and will see it all the time. They've been around it all the time. Ampadu's reaction, people's reaction was like they were like kids again. But I can't believe you just done that. he just beat the best goalkeeper in the world from 35 yards from a stupid angle. The two hands up like he's going to put it back post, and he just fucking smashes it into the near corner. I love that, me, because we've talked about the millionaires, the set for life, really. To still have that little childish reaction to an absolute wonder goal it's magical. It makes you feel like you could be with him in a playground somewhere or on a Sunday league pitch where somebody does something wonderful, and it just takes you all by surprise. And it's
doing headers and volleys. Do you remember doing that back in the day?
What's that?
Headers and volleys.
Yeah, called Wembley. He used to call it Wembley. Remember Wembley?
Well, we used to call it headers and volleys, and then was it the one that lost had to be in goal and turn around with their hands down? Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
I used to love headers and volleys.
Yeah.
You get points. You get points for a header, points for a volley, and at some point we allowed half volleys as well. It was just one goal.
Oh, that's controversial. That.
Yeah, but you'd only get a point. You'd only get a point for a half volley. No. It just meant so that if it bounced, there was still something to play for.
You can't beat it. It's brilliant half volley, man. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, Spotty. You ever play Spotty?
Spotty, no.
Yeah, so it'd be the ball. You'd get in a circle, right, and you have to keep it up, and the ball would be allowed to bounce once.
It's called one bounce, though. That's called one bounce here.
We called it Spotty. It's a SPOTTY, and then you spelt it out every time.
We played Wally.
Yeah, Wally, similar. Yeah. And then Kirby as well.
Yeah, of course.
Wembley was either 2 against 2 with a goalie, or 3 against 3 with a goalie, or 1 against 1 with a goalie. And obviously, you'd have to score. I think it was first to 3. And you went through, and then there was 5 or 6 teams, and you'd have playoffs, quarters, semis, and finals. Wembley was mint. And the thing is, I was telling my son this the other day, and it's a bit like Maradona with a golf ball, or Pele with his mango, or whatever. We used to play because you weren't allowed to take football into middle school. So between the ages of like 9 and 13, tennis balls were what you used to play football in the playground. Not being funny, fucking does that shape your football kind of touch, intelligence, ability. You should do it more, because playing with a tennis ball, it's not like a big football where you've got parts of the ball you can hit with certain parts of your feet. It's really, you've got to be so precise. And
well, you remember that footage of Maradona playing keepy uppy with a golf ball in the toilets, in a cubicle, in the toilets.
Well, like I said,
the best shoes at school to wear when you used to play with a tennis ball were kickers.
Really?
That little bit that, like, the little bit that turns up.
You're cheating, Barnes.
You used to get a right volley from that.
He's cheating.
Remember, the guys that used to wear pods, they were shit. The pods, but the kickers were the best.
Barney is out here cheating.
Yeah.
Patrick trainers were really good as well, because he used to have a really thick, what do you call it, like badminton court, that brown sort of plastic or rubber sole. They used to have that around the edge, and that with the Patrick were really good. Yeah.
Right then, we've got a quiz question.
Ooh.
I just realised I'm backwards, aren't I?
Mirrored.
Right, so we saw an incredible goal against Aston Villa. So I've got a quote from somebody connected with Leeds United about a great goal in Leeds history, and I want you to tell me who said the quote and who it was about. So here it is, and you can guess in the comments as well. It was in the net in the time it takes a snowflake to melt on a hot stove. Who said it, and who did they say it about? It was in the net in the time it takes a snowflake to melt on a hot stove.
It's not Eddie Gray. It's not an Eddie Gray goal, is it?
It's a later era than that.
It's got to be a Lash one or a Yeboah.
It was about Yeboah. Well done, Mac.
Sounds like a Wilco thing to say as well.
And it was said by Hal Wilkinson. So there you go, boys. Well done.
Yes, Barney. Yes, Barney.
Jesus. Sometimes it just works out, eh?
It's like we rehearsed this shit. We didn't even rehearse that one.
Amazing, brilliant. Well done, gents. Well done. Right, moving on. We play Manchester City tomorrow. One of the greatest teams in the world. Actually, I know I always say that about Leeds United, but this really is one of the best teams in the world. They are without one-time potential Leeds signing Josko Gvardiol and Mateo Kovacic. Jeremy Doku is a doubt, but he may return. And Noah Okafor is out, but Gabby Goodmanson is back after illness. How are we feeling about tomorrow? Should we start with you, Macca? Bring us down to earth, and then we'll get Barney to tell us that anything's possible.
I think Arsenal, you sort of feel like we're certainly this season. You look at how they've drawn with people, Wolves and Forest, and they just seem to have the hoodoo over us. Whether or not it is that big club thing, you can say what you want about Leeds. Arsenal come to Leeds or we go there, and it's still this big rivalry, whatever. They just seem to perform. Man City are different. This season they've really struggled to sort of break teams down, not have the players that can do it. Haaland sometimes looks brilliant, outstanding, unplayable. Other times looks, you might as well not have him on the pitch. He's probably going to haunt me with that now, isn't he? But I think probably there's a few transitional things going on at Man City which makes them a less of a threat. Look at the game at their place at the Etihad. Quite easily could have got something there, having possibly could have been 3 or 4-5 down at half time. So I just think there's a vulnerability there with Man City, and I think the more that the pressure is on them to, kind of perform and catch Arsenal up, that might work in our favour if we can frustrate them for long enough. So I'm not going to say, Ellen Road under the lights, like I say, and look at the stats. I'm not one for stats, as you know, but wow, I mean, if it's going to get undone by anybody, it might as well be a multi-billion-pound football team. But the cheats out there, so let's go give them some of their own medicine. I hope that Semenyo's played like he's played over the last few weeks, where he's looked terrible. I mean, you look at that team and you think, that's pretty scary, isn't it? But I also think there's a lot of fucking experiments going on there. Nori's not played as well. Gay's new, pretty new. Diaz hasn't looked the same player. O'Reilly's been playing left back. He's suddenly a midfielder. Silva's great. I think he's brilliant. I'd love to get him at Leeds at some point. Semenyo's hit and miss. Haaland can be outstanding, like I say, or terrible. Mamouche has been flavour at month and then been dropped quite a lot and not playing. It's going to be a tough gig, innit? But I'll tell you what, if anybody's going to challenge him, away from home under the lights, it's going to be us. So go into it with confidence. It's a bit like the Chelsea and Villa games. Quite probably we can get a point out of it, and if we get a point, amazing.
Okay, some relatively optimistic there from Macca. Barnes?
Well, I said earlier, I just hope we don't show respect like we did against Arsenal. And also, do get into it, because that's what Spurs did at home in the second half. They got into City and they don't like it. They don't like it when you're in
they don't like it up them.
No.
I heard somebody say the other day they don't like it when it's Arsenal the same. They don't like it when it's up and down, like a basketball game. They want to be able to control the tempo and the pace. You've got to be able to
like the structure to a game, don't they? I think if we just disrupt it a little bit, and I think Calvert-Lewin, I think he'll enjoy that sort of game. That's the sort of game where you want an experienced centre forward in your lineup for you. And also, I think our midfield, I mean, Ampadu again against Villa. an absolute colossus leader again. He got that foul for that free kick. It was probably wasn't a foul, to be honest, but he knew what to do. He knows how to play the game. So that's the sort of stuff that you want the rubber of the green in, and hopefully he can do that sort of stuff. And that's the experience you do when you start playing in the Premier League more often. You realise actually you just play to the whistle sometimes. You play the ref. So hopefully we can shit out a little bit. And I know we don't want to shit house, but at times you need to shit house in this.
I love shit housing. It's fucking brilliant. It's part of the game, man. Get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a prize for the fewest yellow cards or the fewest dives.
Well, when did we get the Fair Play Award? When was that? We had a really shit season. We got the Fair Play Award.
That was when
Bielsa was there.
That was when a Villa player tried to tackle one of our players and injured himself, and then Alioski and Click refused to kick the ball out so that he could get treatment. We didn't have to stop play. Alioski played a through ball to Clicky, and Clicky, did Clicky play in Bamford, or one of them scored anyway?
What did we win that season?
They went crazy, and Bielsa said, "Give them a goal," and that's when Pontus Jansson decided he didn't want to.
Exactly what I would have done. In fact, he didn't do exactly what I would have done because he pulled out, but he should have smashed him into the stand and gone fuck off. As much as I respect Bielsa, I would have done exactly. I would have been finished. My career with Bielsa finished.
I think there's only so many times you can play teams like, for example, Arsenal, who dive and foul.
Constant.
And waste time and do everything they can to stop your momentum.
Unbelievable.
Play the referee like a fiddle. And there's only so many games you can play like that where you're being honest and trying to quote unquote play the beautiful game until you wise up and you realise you know that's not how you win. You've got to do everything you can to win points.
And that's a prime example when I watched Arsenal when they came to us, is that I said to you, Donny, the Peacock after the game, didn't I? I said that if they win the league, they've not won it through playing really good football.
No.
They've won it knowing how to play the system, play the league.
I thought you were going to do a proper Brian Clough then, like you can so all your pots and pans and your silk. You went by cheating. But you know what? It's right. Arsenal are terrible time wasters. They cheat. They throw themselves around. Somebody's got injured. There was something the other day where somebody went down and Arteta was encouraging them to say it was a head injury so that they got the game. You know, the gamesmanship happens in every sport. I'm not suggesting it's, some sort of, nostalgic or kind of like gentlemanly thing to do. But everybody does it. And Dirty Leeds is fine for me. I'm happy with that tagline. I want us to be a bit more ruthless, a bit more dirty, a bit more, the dark arts. We've talked about it before. There's a clever way to do it. You've said Ampadu is we didn't do man of the match for Villa, I don't think, unless I was aware. But Ampadu would have been my man of the match because he played the game. He played the ref. He did everything that you can do to try and win a game. And that's what I want out of my captain. I don't want somebody who's going to wimp out and kind of let people roll over. And I want an Ampadu in there, mithering the ref, playing the system. That's what it's all about. Man City do it, Arsenal do it. They've spent £1 billion on a football team. We haven't. Fucking use it to your advantage.
I mean, we've had 10 draws this season. So 7, played 27, won 7, drawn 10, lost 10. And if you think about, if we'd have wised up a little bit earlier, if we'd have been a bit less naive, if we'd have played the referees a bit more, if we'd have managed games a bit better, especially towards the end of very tight games, could we have, nicked a goal here or there or stopped a goal here or there? And could we have turned, even half of those draws into wins? And if we had have, we'd be in Europe. We'd be in European places by now. That's how tight the Premier League is. But those are the lessons we've got to learn. And obviously, to get anything out of tomorrow, we're going to have to employ some of those tactics. Right, a few of your score predictions then. Nora says 2-2 tomorrow.
Say that.
That'll be an exciting game. Mick Walters says if we're at the top of our game and they have an off day with the crowd behind us, you never know. 4-2 to City.
That's exactly what it'll be.
Of course, the other thing that I wanted to say as well is like Haaland. I don't think he scored against us, has he?
I think he's doing it on purpose. I think he's waiting for a last-minute move to Leeds in the transfer window 2027 or 28 when we're in Europe, and he wants to come and play for Leeds again.
That's a rare theory you've proposed there, Matt. I'm not sure how many.
How much money can you have? I'm going to come on to it on Wins of the Week, but money's only worth.
We've been relegated back to the Championship, and he's towards his end of his career, and he just wants one last chance to get Leeds.
Look, I'll tell you what, something's happened here because I'm more positive than I've ever been. And Barney's gone the other way. Happy clappers. I've infected him with my darkness.
You have, and he's infected you with his positivity. Del Boy,
that was a drunk night after the Man United.
Oh dear. Del Boy 85 says 2-1 Leeds. Very optimistic. Of course, if we were to lose, it would be Farke's first loss under the lights. Nora says, I'll take that. Del Boy says, if we sit back, we're fucked. Pardon his French. We have to be more attack-minded tomorrow. Show the...
Yeah, his French is getting worse, to be honest. His French is really bad. Yeah.
No respect.
I'm not sure that's French either.
If we lose, we lose. Fair enough.
Je m'appelle Ewan. Je beat Leeds.
Brilliant. Right. Did we get a prediction off you guys?
No.
Prediction? No predictions. Right.
No. We're doing predictions.
Well, to be fair, the last time I predicted against Man City, I said we'd beat them 2-1, and we did beat them 2-1 away.
That's true.
Is that right? It's not on camera. It don't count. It's
sure at Dallas.
So I'm going to say...
Sure at Dallas.
I'm going to say Leeds 1-0.
Wow, 1-0. Come on.
I know you, Stuart.
You knew.
I know you.
And hey, you. Do you think this goes?
I think it will be... I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. Just like Nora.
Desmond. Yeah.
Well, it might be a first loss under the lights, but
keep doing it. It's great. It's fine.
I feel like I can't predict that though, so I'm gonna say 3-2 last minute winner to Leeds. What about Haaland own goal? That'd be good. Ewan knows so much about French, says Nora. Bonsoir, Ewan.
Magnifique. No problem.
Jane. And Jane says it's never a 1-0 game, Barney. 4-3.
Correct. Monge 2, not me. Monge 2.
Whinge of the week. Who is more angry and therefore wants to go first?
Right, so I sat with my missus tonight and I said...
Clearly Ewan.
Well, it's always me, innit? So I generally sort of like struggle a little bit. You might find it hard to believe with both my thing and Whinge of the Week, but Whinge of the Week particularly, and it's staggering. But I said to my missus sat in the pub tonight because I knew I was going to get in really tight to start in the podcast. What can my Whinge of the Week be? What I've been whinging about this week, babe? And unbelievably, she couldn't come up with anything, which I found, again, staggering. But what I've decided is fucking work's overrated. Work is fucking massively overrated, right? So we spend 45, 50 years of our life going to some fucking place we don't love. I mean, bear in mind I'm self-employed. This was my, I work for myself and I've got a beautiful lifestyle, I guess, compared to some, and I don't want to, underestimate that, but spending your life going to do a fucking job you don't like, and I love my job, right? So let's get this. But even then, you spend all this time away from your family, doing the things that you love. Spend all this time going to, getting up at whatever time in the morning and working to whatever time in grim weather, and it's dark when you get up, it's dark when you come home, and work is shit. It's an absolute fucking mind. It's a Jedi mind trick created by some, I don't know, government or whatever, that going to work is rewarding. It's shit. It's rubbish. I could find people say, well, what would you do? I'd do fucking loads of brilliant things. I'd do amazing stuff. I'd have a really nice life. I'd be happy. Fucking hate work. all of it, the whole concept, getting up when I'm told to get up, having a break when I'm told to have a break, having a dinner time like a fucking school kid, like I was fucking at primary school.
And by the way, you're your own boss, essentially.
I know, exactly. I mean, listen,
so you're angry at yourself.
This was the counter argument when I said to Lisa, I said, well, I work for myself. This sounds a bit, that's somebody's dream, isn't it? To work for yourself, have your own boss, have your own company. But actually, it's shit. You live in a house that you pay a fortune for, that in 100 years' time somebody else is going to live in, or it probably gets knocked down. You drive a car that is scrap metal in fucking 10 years' time, and you pay through the nose for that. You do all these things that are these kind of material stuff to find out it's all a load of shit. And you could have gone and sat on a beach and looked at sunsets and drunk a couple of rums or whatever and fucking had a brilliant lifestyle, rather than this grim shit we've got in this country where the government take all your money. As a business owner, this is the crux of the point. Over the last 10 years, whatever government is in charge, it's got worse. They're taxing you more. You can't get the loopholes you used to get. Fuck you, taxman. Labour, Conservative, it don't make any difference who they are. You just get stiffed, and you spend all your life doing it away from the people you love, your kids, your wife, your family, just on the fucking rat race and on that hamster wheel, and it's bullshit. So my whinge of the week is work shit. It's overrated. If you can fuck it off and do something else, crack on with it, lads.
Ewan's about
drink responsibly. It's on a few beers, by the way.
Ewan's about one wrong bill on one rainy day away from heading up to a cave in the mountains and growing a beard.
May happen, to be fair. I'll still get a fucking Wi-Fi signal. I'll join the pod every week because that's what I like doing. Why do we not just spend more time doing the things we love rather than doing things that we fucking hate just to pay some bills that don't matter?
That's a great whinge of the week. We are so far over time. Barney,
just
whinge of the week.
From that, there's what Ewan was saying, like you buy a house, at the end of the day, you never see it when you die, and then a car and stuff like that. So one of my favourite bands, Papa Roach, have a song about this, and it's called Between Angel and Insects. And one of the best lines in it is, "The things you own you." So, yeah. And it was So that's my
cut
thing.
my life into pieces.
But my whinge of the week is,
this is my last resort. A suffocation, no bleeding.
I love Papa Roach. I always wanted to be like him as well, because I always thought it was pretty cool.
Whinge of the week, Barnes.
The whinge of the week is people talking about, I'm so glad the Winter Olympics are over. The amount of people that talk...
he was different. He changed his tune. He was fucking loving it every week.
Because people have been talking about, have you seen this, have you seen that? Totally invested in it. And then for the next 4 years, they don't watch any sport whatsoever. For me, I invest my life in watching Leeds United Football Club. This is what it's like being invested in sport. It's not about watching sport every 4 years and celebrating and then forgetting about it.
Yeah. Tourists, plastics.
You have to be fully invested watching sport. It's not a 4-year thing. It's not a 4-year cycle. Then
you can't be part-time about it.
Everyone's an expert about curling and shit like that. No, you're not. You don't give a fuck. It's
I was.
You're watching it again, are you? No, you're not. You're not.
I was a curling expert. I was for a couple of days a few weeks ago.
Curling one out expert, maybe.
Yeah, so that's my whinge of the week. If you're going to be invested in a certain sport, you need to do it week in, week out, day in, day out. You need to fully immerse yourself in it. Not every 4 years thinking he's some sort of expert about curling or some like mountain, some sort of mountain stuff and things like that. No, fuck off.
Figure skating, wanking in the snow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Barney. This is what we call investment. This here. Look at this. Look at this.
I think that's a bit too much, Rain Man.
That's investment.
Are you also an excellent driver?
It was just for people listening. I was showing my data again. Right, shall I do my whinge of the week very quickly? Right, my whinge of the week is Chelsea have recorded the biggest.
Full stop.
Chelsea. Full stop. Thanks. Whinge of the week. Everyone understands. They've recorded the biggest pre-tax loss of any English football club in history. Now, when we lost money, we went out of business. We had to get bought for £1 by Ken Bates. It was the banter years. For 16 years, we got relegated to League One. We got docked 25 points.
25 points.
25 points. We got docked.
Record.
People, not that I care or anything, but people laughed at us. And of course we laugh at others. But the fact is that, like Sheffield Wednesday, for example.
That should have been fucking my thing.
But this is my whinge of the week. Nothing happens to them. Nothing. Yeah. It doesn't matter. They can lose however much money they want. It doesn't matter because they sell a hotel to themselves. They sell their women's team to themselves. They get around it with creative accounting. It infuriates me that Man City have 115 charges. That it's like they've got too many Saudi Arabian state-funded lawyers. So they can just get away with doing whatever they want. Chelsea can get away with doing whatever they want, and there's no consequences at all. It's not a level playing field. If money were drugs, this is financial doping. It's like if their whole squad was on steroids and can crack. Do you remember that game, Russia 2018? And yeah. I think the first game, and it looked like the entire Russian squad were on some sort of performance-enhancing drugs, and they won 4-0.
When you say looks like, you spelled were
for the rest of the tournament, it was like they had the come down from hell, and they could never perform anywhere near the same levels as that first game. Do you remember that?
We've all been there.
Maradona in '94 when he scored that goal and he ran over to the camera and he started shaking it completely off his head, off his nut. Well, this is the financial equivalent. I want Chelsea immediately relegated. I want them docked 30 points. And the same with Man City, expel them from the league. They're cheating. It's plain and simple. They're ruining the game. It's our biggest export, and if the playing field was more even, it would be an even more competitive league, and it would be even better. Anyway, that's my whinge of the week. Should we do What's Your Thing very quickly? What's your thing, Bands?
I'm just dying for a piss.
And your thing, Macca?
It's shit.
Brilliant.
I just like the fact that when we started this podcast 6 years ago, it was always about being in the pub with your mates, and it's not fucking changed much. And I don't know whether that attracts listeners, viewers, whatever. Who gives a fuck? The fact is, we've stayed true to our roots. It still feels like we're in the boozer, having a beer, and I've been true to my roots tonight by being in the boozer until about 5 minutes before we start.
One of my things is this week, me and my best mate have been sending voice notes of us farting.
Oh, brilliant!
Brilliant.
Yeah,
very creative. It's good to know you've made the most of your time, Barney. In this life that we work too much and what have you.
That's what happens when you work from home sometimes.
Well, I noticed that I don't work Fridays anymore, so that's one of the great reliefs I've got from owning my own business.
I'm glad our tax money's going to good use.
So at 44 years old, a fart is still quite funny.
It is,
yeah. So that's
the thing. It was only me and you on the group chat as well, Barney, today, because we were both not doing fuck all constructive, just chatting away on WhatsApp.
Oh, Barnes, is that your thing?
That's
farting.
Yeah.
Okay, Macca.
That's great. How cultural are we? What's
you
your thing about me farting?
My
thing is, my little baby, my boy turned 17 this week, and it's just like, if anything accentuates that you waste your life at work doing stuff that doesn't matter, that's the thing that really underlines it. Is I've tried to have a greater balance, and I think I've achieved it pretty well, and never really put money and business above family, and there must be many that don't reach that equilibrium. But fucking what a boy he's turned out to be! I'm so proud, and he's turned 17. My big boy, it's Luca's 17. This was 17 yesterday. We had a great celebration for him. What a great young man he's turned out to be, and credit to his family and credit to himself. And that's my thing, man. If you're not going to celebrate that, then what are you celebrating? It's just being ace, you know. He blows me away every day when I watch him. And Barney's got a lad as well. And when you watch a young man grow up to be like the person that he's become, wow, it's mind blowing. And I'm really proud of him. So he's out. I don't know where he is. He's playing golf, and it's pitch black. It's been pitch black for about 2 hours. So maybe I've got that secret.
We know what he's doing at 17 years old. We've been that boy before.
I know exactly. Yeah. But he doesn't drink, and he's got a bit of a gathering because there's only 20 people tomorrow. It's not a party, it's a gathering. But the house will get wrecked. But I love him, man. It's brilliant. So it was always enough, man. I keep telling him, you know, you don't have to be anything. You don't have to be a footballer or a brain surgeon or a superstar. You were always enough. So to see your eldest turn 17 and, you know, be this amazing kid who's got so much personality, and it's just a beautiful thing. So that's my thing. If you've been anything else, I've failed, haven't I? So there you go.
Brilliant thing. My thing is my wife, and
next year.
We had no, she's not. No, but we had a wonderful day the other day. We went to live in Italy, which if I haven't been, I think Ewan recommended it originally. But what a beautiful Italian restaurant! Just great food, like really high class. They treat you well as well. Lovely people there, and then we went to Everyman Cinema. And it's just so good. It's just such a lovely cinema. There's like little couches there, lazy boy type chairs, and you can order proper food, real food, and it gets delivered to your table. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it.
What did you watch though?
We saw Wuthering Heights.
Good.
Weird, bit odd. Bit weird. It wasn't as, I don't know. I was expecting it to be a little bit more sexy, but it wasn't. What can I say? Probably less said about it the better, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't my favourite film, but I mean, yeah, I think Nora liked it a little bit, but yeah. But it was good. It's just the whole day spending it with her, and just having a great day together, and that's what life's about. Right, final few comments then. That's a great win, Ewan. I was in a good mood before your whinge of the week, and now I'm depressed.
You know what?
Thank you.
Whinge of the week is the most passionate thing we do, to be fair. We're all passionate about Leeds United, but the whinge is fucking getting there. It's getting up there.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm getting older. I'm just getting angry at everything. Everything just pisses me off.
How did we go 5 years without whinge of the week?
I don't know. Well, I think we did it. It kind of got encompassed in everything else we did, but now it's a proper thing, man.
Yeah. My idea of hell would be watching curling every week instead of once every 4 years, says Jane. That's my mum. I had to listen to this expert talking about curling for some days. That's me, says that's Nora talking about me. In fact, once every 4 years, tried my patience. On France Info Radio this evening, they were saying what a good draw PSG have got in the next round of the Champions League.
Who is it? I don't know. I don't watch it.
I don't know.
I like Bodo Glimt, by the way. That's my thing is I really like Bodo Glimt. So
yeah,
I've
man.
got a bit of a thing for them.
Yeah, their football reminded me a little bit of Bielsa ball.
Well, you know when Leeds played in the Champions League? When Leeds played in the Champions League with O'Leary, we kind of shocked everybody. It was like they remind me of us, like untamed, kind of uninhibited by reputation,
fearless.
They battered Inter Milan over 2 legs, like battered them. Unbelievable. I mean, I really like them, and they've got some fucking really good players. And you know what? A lot of it's built like Bielsa teams on hard work, effort, organisation. Stick up for your mate. I love that shit, man. They're a bit of a throwback.
We're being told that PSG are playing Chelsea, and the French are very happy about that. Right, to the 281 people who are watching on Twitter and the 15 or so on various other platforms. Thanks so much for tuning in for another Roaring Peacock podcast, and we'll see you again next week. Come on, Leeds!